Save money on Amazon returns, update product dimensions, and wait today. I'm Josh Hackett, CEO and founder of EHP Consulting Group, and my goal is to help you become and stay a millionaire on Amazon. And the only way to do that is to conquer Amazon together. Also, if you stay until the end of the video, I'm going to be showing you exactly where to stay up to date on Amazon Seller Central news. Let's fucking get it. Okay, so first we're going to go over the news, and it says if you're part of the Seller Fulfilled network, you can update product dimensions and wait for Amazon prepaid return labels through a new returns feature. This feature will reduce carrier fee adjustments based on incorrect dimensions to your Amazon prepaid return labels for return shipments. If you bought the original shipping label using Amazon's Buy Shipping services, the dimensions from the original label will automatically be used for generating the return label. To update the dimensions for your products, click SKU attributes in your Amazon Seller Central return settings. For more information, go here. Right, so this is a solid update. You know, something's better than nothing. It is a small update, but each and every return adds up. And if you can save some costs on that, that's a win in my book. But let's check out the return settings right here. And we're checking out the return settings so you can see different, and they have the SKU attributes here. So you can click add new SKU, and then you can see return shipping package attributes, length, width, height, weight, last updated action SKU. So put these in on your product so that way Amazon isn't accidentally overcharging you for returns, because sometimes Amazon doesn't measure your product right, or the measurements are wrong and you're getting charged an extra $2-3 per return. And after 10 returns, that's $30. That adds up to multiple coffees. Then it's going to add up to your gas price. You know, you just want to at least have this in and do it right the first time. So if I click add new SKU attributes, you can see the marketplace, the SKU, and it's actually asking for your length, width, height, and weight, and then you can save it so that way when return labels are produced, it's going to have the right dimensions. And you know, some people do lie about dimensions to save an extra couple bucks. You could try that. I haven't ran into many problems as long as it's not off too much. Now they also have return program settings. If you wanted to offer free returns on all items, I want to offer free returns for some items, or I want to offer free returns for none of my items, right? This is up to you, especially if you are a FBM seller, so you do seller fulfilled. This is not, none of this is regarding FBA. So if you're an FBA seller, this isn't for you, but this pretty much whole video is for FBM sellers. And you can have the default, create a return list resolution rule, general settings. Now returns could cost some extra money, but you can charge them a restocking fee, and that's where I want to offer free returns for none of my items come into. And then you could also charge a restocking fee, go to the different return providers and go through those settings. So I would definitely recommend to check them out. And then once we go back to the news, we see more information. Go prepaid returns for seller fulfilled orders. And this is just more information about what's going on, because Amazon is always messing up. And you can just read pretty much Amazon. This is pretty short and sweet. Several categories and subcategories are automatically exempt from prepaid return labels. Exemption requests aren't required for the following categories: items that are non-returnable by law and dangerous goods. Now again, this is another loophole. If you can find an item, or if you're selling an item, which you might be already, that is not supposed to be returnable, you can actually tell Amazon, and then pretty much customers cannot return the item. We've done this recently for one of our clients, changing it to non-returnable, and they've saved, you can imagine how much money they saved, because now customers can't actually return the item, and Amazon is not giving them refunds. So it's a win-win. An example of this would be batteries, things that you put in your body, you know, so there's certain things that you can do, right? Now let's go to what other sellers think about this, and we do have a lot of dislikes. We've got somebody who probably accidentally clicked the like button, but we've got a lot of replies. Waste of time, because when you have Amazon customers who the same day get the items, claim item was damaged, but instead of returning it how they got it, they feel they should completely unbox the item, remove all protective covering, and ship back an oversized Amazon Prime box with shipping packing material. And most recently was a customer we already reported for customer abuse. Yeah, it happens. So customer abuse does happen on Amazon. You just need to be on top of it. You need to have a team that's willing to go through these, and then you just say, oh, report this, report, and have like a G sheet of who to report, and you will get your money back. Now, it is a little bit painful, but again, if you have somebody else doing it and that's one of their main jobs, right, an inventory expert like we have, it's going to save you a lot of time. Now, if you're doing it all yourself, obviously it's going to be a pain in the ass at first. So always think, delegate, delegate, delegate. This is just part of running a business on Amazon. How is this a new feature? Yeah, so it is new because Amazon has been messing up. So you actually can put that in. Amazon's wasting their time and resources on something that won't work. Customers don't only send back the same item in the original packaging, so why would they be responsible for the car? So I do think it's still going to save time and energy, and most importantly, money in the long run. Yes, it's not going to be perfect every single time. Should warn customers that, yeah, so Amazon's a customer-based company, so they're saying to warn customers. They're not going to warn customers. Customers are just going to stop buying from them. So yeah, useless for under 1 pound items as minimum weight is 1 pound, which package 15 ounces, and you would like to use USPS Ground Advantage. Hello, I reached out to our partner team comment. Let me know that sellers can enter weights under 1 pound even without an ounce option. Sellers can enter weights under 1 pound using the decimal format. So again, so this is still a solid benefit. So I want you to try this out, and if you are an FBM seller. Overall, something's better than nothing, right? Amazon is in the right direction, at least trying to help the sellers for the first time this year. So you might as well take it as something that's a positive and not a negative. And because you made it to the end of the video, I'm going to be showing you where to find the news. So you're just going to log into sellercentral.amazon.com, and then you're going to go to scroll down, you're going to see news. You're going to click see all. And this is where you're going to see all of the different news that Amazon has. And you can stay up to date with all the news. This one's from January 15th, right? There's so much news now, and you have the latest news. Webinars, 360-degree image experience will be discontinued. That's big. Inventory defect and reimbursement portal now available. Boost sales of more sustainable products with climate pledge friendly. Our biggest Thanksgiving shopping event ever, right? And this was pretty much telling you more about news, but you can click view all news, and now you can see it in a better format. And Amazon used to not release that much news, but now they release a lot of news, and you can only see this on Seller Central pretty much. You need to be logged in as a seller, so this is something that you can definitely get a lot of value out of and stay up to date on Amazon's policies. I recommend to review it every single week. And that's it for today's video. Leave a comment below if you prefer to sell on Amazon as an FBA seller or an FBM seller. And of course, if you need any help on Amazon, contact ehpconsultinggroup.com. The link's right in the description for more. If you learned something new, drop a like. And if you're an Amazon seller, I highly recommend that you subscribe to our channel because we're giving away great content that's going to help you in your Amazon journey. I'm Josh Hackett, CEO, and I'm signing out.